Well, praise Jesus. I'm Michael Tobin, and you are listening to the Lookout Guy podcast, and I am your Lookout Guy. Thanks again for joining me on the Lookout Guy. Today's episode is called INDY Covers, because I am your Lookout Guy, and I am on the lookout for covers. I haven't done a cover podcast yet, so here it is, the first one. Two of the artists I've featured many times, Paul and Jeannie Poulton. Paul is from the Paul Poulton project in the United Kingdom, and him and his wife, they both go back to the early Christian contemporary days, and his wife Jeannie Poulton was a member of a very popular Christian contemporary band. Oh, if I could remember it. I'm having a brain aneurysm right now. The Reapers. Yes, the Reapers. And I've got a cover from them. Paul and Jeannie Poulton, Say a Little Prayer from Me. And that's from their album called Heaven. And Paul Poulton, he goes back to the Jesus movement days in the UK. Yes, the UK was part of the Jesus movement, and he was personal friends with Larry Norman, Randy Stonehill, and so many others. And speaking of which, I also have a cover from Phil Keaggy. I got to see him finally last night after more than over 20 years. When I first tried to see him, I took my then 3 young children and a cousin when we were living in Central Oregon. We went through 2 mountain passes in the rain, destination near the coast somewhere, a small Baptist church where he was performing, where Phil Keaggy was performing. We got there late, and we arrived just in time for the last 5 minutes of the performance. So that was somewhat of a disappointment, but nothing tragic, you know. We didn't even get all bent out of shape or anything like that, but I says, you know what, next time. So about 21 years later, in June, on the 27th, yesterday of 2021, my friend and I went and saw him at a brand new location. It's like a year old. It's called the Legacy Center, built by Morris Cerullo's Ministries. Awesome property and hotel resort in Mission Valley, San Diego County. I have for him a cover that my friend and I got last night of the Beatles, Here Comes the Sun. And I've got other music from Phil Keaggy, but I don't want to do anything in bad form, of course. He's kind of hard to get a hold of, but one of these days I might get a hold of him for a show. Also, I have Sarah Masen. She is another one, Christian contemporary artist at the top of the food chain, higher echelons, along with Charlie Peacock. If you know Charlie Peacock, helped her produce this her album Dream Life of Angels, and that was back around 2006. I actually saw her, got her to sign a CD for me, and on that CD is actually, she does all of her own music, plays guitar and sings, and on it though is a cover from Supertramp, Give a Little Bit. That goes back many years for me also, when about 1970, 78 or 79, when I was 14 years old. You know, Supertramp, the Radical song, Breakfast in America, and all that. Awesome group. But this song, Give a Little Bit, one of my very favorites of all the artists that I like. So these are indie artists doing covers. I also have a personal friend of mine, Ricky Davis, I've known for over a year. I've featured him quite often on my podcast, The Lookout Guy. And his cover is Remember When, and it's an Alan Jackson song. Ricky Davis is an Indie award-winning artist, songwriter, and performer. And he is actually going to be a part of a new TV series. It's going to be streaming online on Roku and other platforms. It is a Scottish television cop show. And the song that was chosen was one of Ricky Davis's originals, The Proud in the Blue. And the TV episode, it's upcoming still. They're doing trailers and everything. And it's produced by Scott Films in Scotland. And it is titled Extreme Justice. So be on the lookout for that. I'm in the mood for a real good cop show. And there's hardly anything on American television that I can even watch for more than 3 minutes. But I am excited about this show. I actually interviewed on one of my recent podcasts Bill Little, the creator of Scott Films and producer and director. He's also a martial artist and an actor. Very multifaceted, more than a triple threat that they call in entertainment. A triple threat is somebody who could sing, dance, and act. Well, Bill Little, he's like a quadruple threat. But anyhow, be on the lookout for that. And my friend Ricky Davis with his cover of Remember When, of Alan Jackson's song Remember When. I also have an original, an acoustic, and this is a master of acoustic, a friend of mine, another friend in the United Kingdom, Robert Hillcox. His original acoustic is titled Trusting in the Light. And that's what I have for you on this episode of The Lookout Guy, looking out for indie covers. And thank you for joining me. And I want to conclude my intro by offering you prayer. There's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week prayer hotline that I've been plugging for over a year now from the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association. Call it. I've called prayer hotlines for the past 30-plus years. Prayer hotlines are like one of the most awesome tools that we as believers can have. Somebody who is sitting at a phone ready to pray. And I've called this number for prayer. Call 1-888-388-2683. That's 1-888-388-2683. And once again, I'm Michael Tobin. Thank you for joining me on The Lookout Guy.
me. My darling, believe me. For me, there's no one but you. Please love me too. I'm in love with you. Answer my prayer. Say you love me too.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Sun, sun, sun. Sun, sun, sun. Sun, sun, sun. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and he's alright. We'll be alright.
Oh yeah. Hey. Oh. Hey. Give a little bit. Give a little bit of your love to me. I'll give a little bit. I'll give a little bit of my love to you. care. I'll give a little bit, I'll give a little bit of my life for you. So give a little bit, give a little bit of your time to me. See the man with the lonely eyes, oh, take his hand, you'll be surprised. Give a little bit, give a little bit of your love to me. I'll give a little bit, I'll give a little bit of my life for you. Now's the time that we need to share. So find yourself, we're on our way back home. Give a little bit, give a little bit of your love to me. Give a little bit, I'll give a little bit of my love to you. Give a little bit, give a little bit of your love to me. I'll give a little bit, I'll give a little bit of my love to you.
Remember when I was young, so were you. Time stood still. Love was all we knew. You were the first, so was I. Made love, then you cried. Remember when? Remember when? Vowed the vows, walked the walk, gave our hearts, made the start, and it was hard. We lived and learned, life through curves. There was joy, there was hurt. Remember when? Remember when old ones died, new were born, heart was changed, disassembled, rearranged. We came together, fell apart, broke each other's hearts. Remember when? Remember when the sound of little feet was the music Danced to week, brought back the love. We found trust. Swore we'd never give it up. Remember when? Remember when? 30 seems so old. Now looking back, it's just a stepping stone from where we are, where we've been. Swore we'd do it all again. Remember when? Remember when? Said when we turn gray and the children grow up and move away, we won't be sad, we'll be glad of all the life we had. And we'll remember when. Remember when? Remember when?